I would say that an out-of-court settlement is legal.
Okay.
It's legal.
Okay.
So that is when you have parties seek the leave of court to settle the matter, and if the parties agree on the terms of settlement, they come back to court, and the court adopts that settlement, and that is what is called consent judgment. That parties have agreed, there is a consensus at the meeting of the mind, and they come back to the court, and it becomes a judgment of court that parties will abide by.
Okay.
However,
no, before we get to however, I want to ask another question, a follow-up question. So if I should steal your laptop or your phone, that's a crime. That's a crime according to our constitution. And I decide that I want to settle with you and you agree, that is also legal and constitutional.
Now, that has to do with the criminal code. We have the Constitution on one hand, that is the ground norm from which it's the Constitution that gives the legitimate backing for the House of Assembly to now make laws. So the House of Assembly made what is called the criminal code, right?
Yeah.
So you now have the criminal code that deals with crimes. So we should be talking about the legality or illegality of that, not the constitutionality of that.
Okay, so that's why I asked: is it legal? You know, I stole your laptop or your phone, and then I begged you, and you said, "Okay, let's have a settlement out of court." Is that legal? I mean, I know I've committed a crime, but have I done something legal if I settle with you out of court?
Settlement out of court is legal.
Okay, so why then are you one of the people against the settlement, between the warring political actors in Rivers State, including the governor? Because I read the report. You are going to court against the governor or petitioning the governor and saying, do not implement that accord. So can you explain to us?
Now, you see, if you understand what is happening, there are three parties involved in this whole issue. You have the governor of Rivers State. You have the other faction, the FCT minister and his group, the 27 House of Assembly members. You also have the people of Rivers State.
Okay.
You also have taxpayers like you and I. Imagine persons whom the Constitution have, by operation of law, seem to have vacated their office.
Okay.
And then taxpayers' money is being used to pay them. See that it is beyond just the governor and his cronies and the former governor and his cronies. The people of Rivers State are affected. And then, in your settlement, you are telling the governor back on acts that are beyond his powers. You are telling the governor to carry out judicial functions. So this must be challenged, because if you look at the Constitution of Nigeria, and quickly we look at Section 6, it said judicial powers of the Federation shall be vested in the courts. And then you look at paragraph 3 of this resolution. I would like to read it verbatim.
All right, let's hear you.
Paragraph 3 of the resolution says, the leadership of the River State House of Assembly, as led by the Right Honorable Martin Amewule, shall be recognized outside the 27 members who resigned from the PDP. You and I know that this matter is sub judice. It is before the Ishoko High Court. It is before the High Court here in Port Harcourt. It is also before the Federal High Court. And it is also before the court.
Okay. Now, can I come in? I understand, but
so the governor cannot recognize.
Can I come in now? Can I come in now? Sure. Sorry. Now, if you're looking, I want to believe you have the Abuja Accord in front of you, and you would see.
Sure, I do have it.
One of it is withdraw all court cases. All court cases. So if you say subjudice, you should understand that if they had withdrawn it, then it would not be subjudice to recognize or to have the political settlement like you have
so
referenced.
Canada, let me ask you, have these cases have they been withdrawn?
No, that's another conversation. We're getting there.
Let me also shock you, Canada.
Okay.
You are aware that there was a decision of court.
Of course I am.
By the Honorable Justice Danagogo.
Yes, I am.
Recognizing Honorable Edison Ejike as Speaker. You are aware. So you are telling the governor to subvert a ruling of court and recognize the other 27 members.
Barrister Courage.
That's very unconstitutional.
Barrister Courage, now, let me understand something. Was that a judgment or an interim order? Because what we are told is it was an interim order, and so whichever way it is.
Canada, let me advise you.
Okay.
An interim order continues to subsist until it is overturned.
I agree.
Until it expires.
Okay.
So it has not been overturned by the court itself, sitting on its own matter. It has not been done. And again, by operation of law, and also looking at the judgment of the Supreme Court decision in the case of Adebunge or something like that, against the Ondo State House of Assembly. The Supreme Court stated that where there is no fragmentation, fractionalization, division of the political party at the apex level, and a person moves from that party to another party, by operation of the law, the person automatically, the action word there is automatically loses his seat.
Okay.
Now, so by operation of law, which does not need any judicial declaration, the moment they moved out of their party, defected to another party, they lost their seat.
Now I know what I know.
Let me land.
Okay.
We have stated that based on that action of the 27 members here in River State, what we just have is just about 4 members of the House of Assembly. That's the position of the Constitution.
I understand the position of the law, and that's why we started with the way we started, and I started with that question.
Sure.
Now, however, these are political actors. Edison, Martins, the governor, the former governor, the president, and they decide to shake hands and forget about everything, and they say they want to go back to the way it was before all of the problem. If the people which you have said are a party to this issue are and aggrieved, they have a grouse with it, does the Constitution not say how the people should go about it? For instance, recalling their representatives. You've said they've committed a crime, or they have gone against the Constitution, let me put it that way, or they have gone against the Supreme Court's decision. Is it not for the people now to recall them rather than putting pressure on the governor, who is looking at having a political settlement so that he can have peace and rule the state in peace and bring about development? Let's look at it from that angle.
Now, my friend Kalada.
Yeah.
The theme of this case that we filed, the theme of this case is constitutional governance.
Constitutional.
We are not interested with their politics.
Sorry, what did you call it? Constitutional
the theme of this case is constitutional governance.
Okay.
That means governance according to rule of law, which means the governor is not above the law.
Indeed.
If you look at the same resolution, let me take you to paragraph 7. It says the names of all commissioners in the Rivers State Executive Council who resigned their appointment because of the political crisis in the state should be resubmitted to the House of Assembly for approval. Did you see that procedure in that paragraph 7 is according to law? They cannot just be called back to their office.
Right.
They have to go through the process of submitting their names, getting clearance again, and then taking the oath of office.
Okay, we have a commercial break, so just stay tuned. We'll be right back. Stay tuned, please. God be All right, it's the bottom, or right now, 29 minutes to the top of the hour. You're still listening to Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigerian Info. I am Kaladako Rubatubor, and I have with me a lawyer and the convener of the People's Advocate Group. I'm talking about Courage Nsirimovu. Welcome back on the show. Can you hear me?
Very well, loud and clear.
All right. So before we went for that commercial, you and I were having a conversation, and you were going to tell me why the focus is on the governor and not other constitutional ways of bringing these lawmakers who you've argued have faulted the law to face the law.
Now, I'm going to come to that, but
Okay.
I was trying to tell you something about paragraph 7 of the same resolution. Now, I stated that if you look at paragraph 7, it followed due process of law. The commissioners had resigned, and because they had resigned, they cannot just come back to their offices. Their names have to be resubmitted.
Okay.
They have to be screened again, and then after the House of Assembly finishes with that, they take the oath of office again and continue.
Okay.
Now, it is in the same light, because I told you that the theme of the case that we filed is constitutional governance, which is governance according to rule of law. So the House of Assembly members who defected, and by virtue of section 109,
Okay.
have vacated their seats by operation of law. If they want to do anything legitimate, first of all, the Speaker has effected that provision of the law, reaching to INEC. The responsible thing that should be done according to law is that they should run for election again.
Okay.
It is only when they are re-elected, if they get back to office, whatever they do now becomes legal, legitimate, constitutional. In the absence of this, whatever is done by the Honorable Amewule-led faction of the House, the 26 or 27 members, it remains voidable, it remains unconstitutional. So if they pass a law today, that law cannot stand. It will be thrown away.
Even if, like we have agreed that, we've agreed that an alternative, what do you call it now? There's a name you called it, but an out of court
alternative dispute resolution.
Yes, we've said it's a legal thing. So even if there is that out of court, in this case, it doesn't apply.
But subject to the Constitution.
Okay.
What it says is not legal. But then, when you hear us say the Constitution is supreme, and any law, policy, whatever it is, inconsistent with the Constitution, shall to the extent of its inconsistency be null and void. So these actions that these political players are about to take are going to violate several sections of the Constitution.
Okay.
And we cannot sit and watch. And this is the Constitution that they took the oath of office to defend, to protect, to preserve.
Okay.
And if they cannot do that, we will take them to the courts. And that's what we are doing.
Now let's go to the next question. Now you are in Rivers State. You are passionate about Rivers State. Just listening to you, I know you are. You would agree with me that development in Rivers State has been slow, has been stalled, and it is because there is a political drama that has refused to abate, that has continually climaxed, and the political actors are not agreeing to what the other person wants to say. Should we not look for alternatives? I mean, if you go to court, I'm not stopping you. I'm just looking at the overall situation. If you go to court, there is the possibility that this matter will drag on for months. there is the possibility that you would win, and then we'll go back to the very beginning, and the governor would have to start all over again. Is this not going to alter or shake the developmental process of River State? Maybe that's even the reason why the governor has decided, you know what, let's just let things be and let's shake hands and let's go.
Now, we also need to look at the bigger picture.
True.
Yes, we need to look at the bigger picture. This settlement, the question that comes to mind, is it in the interest of the people of River State? And even if you want to settle, then let's settle according to rule of law. That's what we are saying. If a matter is before the court and then you want to have your settlement, then take your settlement to the court and let the court look at it and see whether there is any possibility of, having that kind of settlement. Because when you look at the act of the 27 assembly members, it's an act that has already been done. So even if they defect back to the PDP, it does not correct the wrong.
Okay.
It does not correct it.
Okay.
The law must take its due process. The only thing that can make it work is a re-election. So this is a constitutional issue.
Okay.
So that's the simple ideology of democracy is democracy according to rule of law. Imagine paragraph 6 of the same, what do you call it?
Abuja Accord.
Directive.
Yeah.
Asking the governor to represent the appropriation is now a law.
Yeah.
How do you represent a law to a questionable assembly? And they call it, in that resolution, they call it properly constituted assembly. No! So there are several legal matters to be dealt with before you can. Because if the governor even does that, I know he cannot do it. If he goes to represent that budget again and he passes, the budget becomes illegal.
Okay, let me come in now. I'm learning. Remember, you're the lawyer. So, who is supposed to declare the seats vacant? So it is true what you've said. The Constitution says that the only reason for moving from one party to the other, if you are a legislator, is when there is division in your party, when there is a divide. And then the Supreme Court has explained what that divide means when your party is disintegrated or there is a merger, right? Now, being that case, let's go with what the lawyer said. And from what we can see, there is no division in the PDP, right? Because the PDP has not come out to say there is no division. However, there is also a process to declaring those seats vacant. So it now brings us back to the political actors, right? And these political actors have become mum. They are no longer pushing for the vacation of those seats. What can we do? Do you think the courts will be able to also come in this very matter when the people who are supposed to do what they're supposed to do have decided to settle?
Now, Kalada, just follow my line of thought.
I'm just asking based on the Constitution. Yeah.
Now, the moment those 27 assembly members defected, they lost their seats.
And I agree.
So, now, the remaining assembly members, according to law, would ordinarily nominate a new speaker.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, that speaker is now to give effect to Section 1091G, declaring that it's vacant.
Okay.
And we saw Honorable Edison here. We saw him do it. So the moment he did that, and sent a letter, we have a copy of that letter, to INEC, saying we have effected this provision of the Constitution. So they have lost their seats. They have. Now it is for INEC. So the delay is now on the part of INEC. That's why this law, they the law. That was why the Honorable or the Abegule-led faction went to court in Abuja, stopping INEC or PDP.
Okay.
Do you get the point?
I get you. So now, because they have submitted it already to INEC, so their seats are already vacant.
They have lost their seats.
I get you.
So you cannot tell the governor's team to now recognize for whom the law, the constitution has been recognized.
So even
if it does it, you will be violating the constitution.
Even Edison cannot also say he wants to settle at this point because he had already sent the vacation notice to INEC.
Exactly, it has been effected. Now you're getting my point.
Okay.
I only speak as a lawyer.
Okay.
And we're doing this for the interest of Rivers State, so that people will learn when they are in governance, when they are in the seat of power, to do things according to law.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the best way now is to make sure the government doesn't implement it. But then have you also considered the political war that the governor will have to fight in the next few years if he goes against the implementation? Now, we've had people like former Commissioner David Briggs come out to say, see, there were subtle threats. We've had other people say, I do think he was cajoled, he was pressured, and his political career may be on the line if it goes against these accords, so to say. What do you think? Looking at your passion, looking at how much you want to pursue legality, are you ready to sacrifice the governor's career on the altar?
Kalada, the governor, according to law, was elected by the people of Rivers State.
True.
Yes. So he has a responsibility to the people of Rivers State. Let me tell you where the problem is. And this becomes a kind of conspiracy theory.
Okay.
If there was any agreement between him and the former governor, that agreement did not contemplate the interest of the people of Rivers State. That agreement did not contemplate the interest of the Constitution of Nigeria that is bigger than the both of them.
Okay.
Every person who runs for that position, either for governorship, president, must do so according to the Constitution. So every power is derived from the Constitution, derived from the people. It becomes inconsistent. Once that agreement begins to earn taxpayers' money, we'll say, we are not in this agreement.
Okay.
And our money is involved. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So the people must naturally react. So it is left for the governor at this point in time to take the right decision, to stand with the Constitution, because it's not every agreement that is enforceable
or implementable.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not every agreement.
Okay.
Some of them are voidable.
Okay.
Some of them are subject to circumstances. There's also what is called when we had COVID, there were so many contracts that force majeure was declared. The governor should declare force majeure.
Okay.
It's no longer possible for him to keep to that agreement because there are other interests. The interest of the people, the interest of the law. You cannot tell him to do something unconstitutional.
All right then. Okay.
No, you cannot tell him to do something illegal.
Okay, so you and I would keep in touch with you to ensure that I follow up this case and see how the case is developing. However, let's open the phone line so people can add their views on this issue that we have been reviewing on the show. If you're listening right now, I'm talking with Courage Nsirimovu, and he's a lawyer and he's the convener of. I need to check it again. He's the convener of the People's Advocate Group, and he has taken the governor to court, saying you must not implement the Abuja Accord. He said he esteemed that petition. The what did you call it again?
Pardon?
What did you call the? What did you team the court case again? Your petition.
Constitutional governance.
Constitutional governance. That's what he calls it. Constitutional and I think I like the name. But if you've been following the drama, you would understand that the governor not implementing the accord also will deepen the rifts, will deepen the troubles that have got us to this place in the first place. So it's a conundrum, I should say. Yes, we want to go with legality. We want to ensure that we uphold the Constitution. But on the other hand, we also need the dividends of democracy. And we wonder if this political drama will, hinder our ability to access good governance. I do not know, but what are your thoughts? 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. Remember, you're listening to Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kalada Karubatabo. I've got Steve, and Steve is calling me from Port Harcourt. Steve, welcome.
Kalada, good evening.
Welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Thank you very much. Please, I want to look at that lawyer. Sounds intelligent. I appreciate people like that.
Okay.
On the other side of it, letting that wisdom is not the soul of any particular individual. He's going to defend this cause in any court. Let's be aware that other people are going to defend. So this instrument is telling us today, I hope he's going to put it against his colleague lawyer. I can defend it together.
Okay, so you want to join and defend it. You want to join and defend it.
No, I say I know he's going to join. Because it sounds very intelligent.
Okay.
What I said today, it sounds very intelligent. They tell you the constitution, everything. So I'm going to continue like that when the father goes to court.
Okay. So you're hoping he wins.
This much, Ondo State has an issue like this. The president intervened.
Sorry, yeah.
Whatever happened, the man shows rest in peace.
All right.
The man who the House of Assembly wanted to impeach, do everything. Today is the governor of that state.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Steve, I've got to go on. Thank you for your thoughts. Eric from Thai, welcome. Quickly, get to the point.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Quickly, what's on your mind?
I am just very happy this afternoon.
Okay.
You know why?
You tell me.
Your guest is right on point.
Okay.
I don't know why. It seems that these people like this is missed in River State. I think if we don't have people who have this character, of the lawyer that is in the studio now, then Rivers is going to witness a lot of situations in the future.
Okay.
Because he has to take this action to save the office of the governor.
Interesting.
It is a constitutional matter.
Okay.
Which must be addressed. It is not about the governor. It is about the seat of the governor.
Okay.
The power that is associated with the seat of the governor. The issue that is at stake. The resources of the river people, the lawmakers who defected to APC knew that they have lost their seat. And that was why they went to Abuja High Court to have this order. That alone has made them realize.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry. Let me conclude.
Conclude, please.
This is to tell you that they knew that they have lost their previous position.
Okay.
And there is no circumstances that you bring them back.
Okay.
So everything they did as this accord and so on and so forth is against the constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric.
Who will uphold the temple of the judicial sector should make sure they will fight this thing.
All right.
So that Nigeria will have a new frank democracy.
All right, Eric.
That is by rule.
Eric, I've got to go. I've got to give other people time to talk. Kunle from Borokri, please straight to the point. Welcome on the show.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I will make it very short.
Okay.
I've told you several times, if you remember, I said, mark my words, that the governor will never, he cannot, and he will not implement those things. I've told you this a couple of times. He will not. This matter is deeper than people thought have an issue. Many people thought it's just about the resources of River State. The minister wants to be collecting. So it's more than that.
Okay.
See, the battle of ground is deep because the life of even the former governor, when I say life, I'm not saying his life as a human being, blood. I mean the political life. And so many other people are at stake. They have made a big mistake. And I want Rivers people to learn one thing from this. You see this fight we're fighting now? We should have fought it right from the time of when he was busy doing playing rod over everybody, nominating, buying forms, doing this, doing that. Those who folded their hands to think he is the Lord of Lords. This fight is what I was expecting at that time.
All right.
When one man will take his Lord of Lords, see, at the end of the day, we came with the disgrace.
Let's not say like we're fighting. Favor from Port Harcourt, I missed that one. Mira from Okrika, welcome. Straight to the point, please.
Thank you, Kalada. Kalada, I totally agree with the lawyer you just. But honestly, Kalada, taking the governor to court, I think is a little bit extreme, honestly. Because the governor only said, I will. But he has not implemented all,
Okay.
So, when taking a person to court based on intent, I don't know how the lawyer will explain that. The government has not implemented everything.
But stopping him from implementing it is, I believe, why they are going to court.
You said stop him.
Yeah.
You want to stop him for implementing everything.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The government just said, I will, but he has not implemented everything. So I don't know. That's what I said. Based on intent, he has not done it. So you take the person to court when the person has done the act.
I know, but sometimes you can go to court. You still don't get.
People by your emotions.
Okay.
You govern with the law, not your emotions. When you say things is better, things is better, you're acting based on your emotions.
All right.
The government should govern with the law. Thank you.
All right. I was trying to tell you that sometimes you can go to court to stop someone. We don't have to go when the person has done it. But Barrister Courage, we have come to the end of the show. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Thank you, Canada.
So let's get your final words in the next 60 seconds, please.
All right. The actors in the political scene should understand that we are looking at the interest of Rivers State. We are looking at the interest of the Rivers people. Governance is for the people. We've been running a kind of oligarchy where governance is just, run by a few persons for the interest of the few.
Okay.
So we are looking forward to a dispensation of similarly Fubara, of a government that caters for the interest of the people. We can have constant power supply. Yes, we can. We can have the development that we are looking for. So it should be about the people. So that's why we are doing all of this, so that in the long run, the governance would be about the people. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I've been speaking with Courage Nsirimovu, convener of the People's Advocate Group and a lawyer here in Rivers State. Thank you very much for your time and your contribution.
Thank you.
All right, remember, we would have open season and we would revisit this conversation. So for those of you still calling, just hold your breath. After the 5 o'clock conversation and after the 6 o'clock news, you and I will talk some more about this. For now, stay tuned. A commercial break is up next.